Ruby's eyes flicked to the ring on her finger. Its dull surface seemed to thrum with a deep, restrained energy. She knew its terrible limitation. It could transport her. But only once it had painfully recharged. A single precious attempt. And you expect me to sneak past everyone, and the witch, with this? It holds one use before it falls into slumber. That is why we must be precise. We must choose the moment. Ruby nodded, her mind already mapping the castle. She knew the slave quarters like a scar, but the upper levels were a mystery. Hours passed. Dawn brought a cold, gray light. A maid finally entered with a tray, her face a mask of bland obedience. Ruby, who hadn't slept, picked up a spoon. "Spit it out!" Ruby coughed, choking, barely forcing the bit of soup from her mouth. She looked up at the maid, who was now smirking. A cold rage, familiar and sharp, washed over Ruby. Kindness is weakness when it is a leash. She was not that weak human anymore. In one swift motion, she was on her feet. Her hand closed around the maid's throat. With the other, she tipped the entire bowl of poisoned soup down the woman's gasping mouth. The maid thrashed, then slumped, lifeless, to the floor. Ruby stood over the body, her breath coming in short gasps. Her first kill. It acted quickly. You would be the one cooling on the stones if you had hesitated. Now move. This is our chance. With clinical speed, Ruby arranged the body on the bed, covered it, and donned the maid's simple dress. Using the key from the corpse, she unlocked the door and locked it again from the outside. They will smell you, you know. Your scent is unique. We only need to fool them for a bit, enough to get what we want, right? Lead the way. The shadow guided her through twisting corridors to a heavy oak door. The air here smelled of burnt herbs and cold iron. Inside, the witch's room was a nightmare of power. Candles floated. Jars of writhing, magical residue lined shelves. The very air shimmered with hostile enchantments. Ruby scanned the room. Nothing. Not here, but it is close. Look beyond what your eyes see. Then she saw it. A portal, shimmering like a heat haze on the far wall. Its edges crackled with unstable energy.
"That feral beast will be collared before sunrise, or I will skin the lot of you."
Kaelan. The word was a stab to her heart. The noise outside grew. There was no time. Ruby didn't think. She leapt through the pulsating portal. The air changed instantly. Damp, earthy, tinged with sulfur. She stumbled into a vast, furnished cave. Magical symbols glowed on the walls. It was a hidden lair. Her eyes landed on an altar. A single grotesque puppet lay upon it, riddled with pins. It called to her, a dark, familiar pull. Before she could move, a hound of shadow and sinew emerged, teeth bared. Ruby turned and ran, not for the cave entrance, but for the only other source of magic she could feel. Another, smaller portal nestled in the rock. She threw herself through it. She stumbled onto an open hilltop, night wind whipping her hair. And there, in the distance, she saw it. Her castle. Their castle. Towers were wreathed in flames, smoke staining the sky. Her breath left her in a gasp. "The key! We must find it! The chaos serves us!" Her heart tore in two. Something beckoned to her, towards the castle. She wondered about Kaelan. Did they catch him? Was he safe? After an agonizing moment, she gritted her teeth. A deal was a deal. She followed the shadow's pull to a great, hollowed tree. Reaching inside, her fingers closed not around a key, but around a cold green gem. Shapes moved inside it. A faint, collective scream whispered from its core,
And what do you think you will do with that, little shaman?